All right, hello grade 7-8. We are going to have a look at the fourth lesson of our algebra unit today. For grade 7, this is about using a table of values to represent a number sequence. And for grade 8, this lesson is called the general term of a sequence, which just means figuring out what the pattern rule is, or for grade 8 today, it means figuring out what the algebraic expression is. So we have a few definitions to highlight today. I'm going to highlight them, but you need to do this in your lesson as well. Make sure you know what these definitions are, because this will be on your mid-chapter quiz. So the first one is a variable. That is a letter or symbol such as A, B, or N that represents a number. The symbol pi is a variable that we used earlier this year for measuring the circumference and area of a circle. Algebraic expression is a combination of one or more variables. It may include numbers and mathematical operations signs. So we've got variables, numbers, and mathematical operations signs. 3 parts to them. Okay, and if I add an example to this, it could be something like 3n plus 4. That's an algebraic expression. Okay, a term number or figure number. You might hear it. I often use the word term number, but sometimes it's called the figure number. It's the same thing. That represents the place of the term in the sequence. Example, term number 3 would be the third number in the sequence. So kind of the opposite of that is the term value. The term value represents the actual number in the sequence. So in this sequence here, the third term number has a term value of 2. A table of values is a strategy that can be used which includes the term number and the term value to determine algebraic expressions or pattern rules. So if I draw one of those, it's going to look like this. It looks like a T-chart. And on the left, I'm going to write term number. And then on the right, I would write in the term value. And we would fill this out. So we're actually going to do this with a problem together today. And please be writing this down with me as we're going through this, because this is very important for you to understand for your mid-chapter quiz that's coming up. So it says create a table of values for the following pattern. So we've got this figure 1, figure 2, figure 3. So we have 1, 2, and 3 for term number. And there are 5 squares in the first figure number. There are 7 in the second one, and there are 9 in the third one. So the next part says what part is changing. We want to be as descriptive as possible on this. And I'm going to put in a text box, maybe. So I can say that there are, there we go. There are 2 shaded squares, one at each end of the bottom of the figure being added to each figure number. Okay, and then it says what part is staying the same. So I'll write in there are 3 that are staying the same. So there are 3 blank squares making a column in the middle of each figure. Okay, so then for grade 8, we need to make an algebraic expression. And I would recommend grade 8 that you always look at or make a table of values to see if you can figure out the algebraic expression. For any pattern that's going up by the same number each time, whatever that number is, we take that number and multiply it by our variable. So for this one, it's going up by 2 each time. So we multiply it by 2, so it would be 2n. And then I look at figure 1. So n is equal to 1 in figure 1. So that's 2 times 1. That's only 2. Well, I need to get up to 5. So I need to add 3 to get that. So 2n plus 3. And then I try it for the next one. So 2 times n equals 2 now. So 2 times 2 is 4. So that represents the part that's changing. Plus 3 represents the part in the middle. So that would give me 7 in total. The next one, 2 times 3 is 6, plus the 3 would give me 9. So this algebraic expression is the correct one. It works for every figure in this pattern. So for grade 7, it asks, what is the pattern rule? Whenever you're asked to write a pattern rule, I'm pretty sure you've done this before, grade 7 and earlier grades, but there's 2 parts to this. We always want to mention where it starts at and then how to change it to the next term number. So we would say start at 5 and add 3 each time to get to the next term number. Okay? Actually, to get to the next term value. Might be more correct. Okay? So that's one example. Grade 7, you're going to work on page 128. That's the first set of pages, numbers 5 to 10. Grade 8, you're going to work on page 130. That's the second set of pages, numbers 6 to 10. Remember today, grade 8, you're going to be doing lots of algebraic expressions. If they're going up by the same number each time, you multiply that number times the variable and then figure out what you have to add or subtract. If it's going up by a different number each time, grade 8, you're going to have to use some type of exponent to get an algebraic expression. Okay, so if you need some help with that, let Mr. Rufer and I know. We will be in our Google meeting the whole time you're working on this, so you can get help whenever you need it. So if we look down here in grade 7, remember when you're writing pattern rules, always start your pattern rule with start at. So here's the grade 7 stuff. And then after that, tell us how you would get to the next number in terms of term value. Okay, here's the grade 8 stuff. Okay, good luck with the practice questions today. Don't forget to submit them when you're finished. And again, Mr. Rufer and I will be in the Google Meet to give you some help if you need it. Good luck.